What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we're doing another rebuild on Madden 22. I know, 2 rebuilds, and probably even another one maybe on like Sunday or something. I gotta pace myself a little bit. But of course, rebuild of the Chargers, Khalil Mack. It's crazy. I kind of clutched up earlier in the week. I was recording a Chargers realistic rebuild, as I believe it is the last team, which is just crazy coincidence that I have not done for a realistic rebuild this year. And I stopped it because I was like, I don't really like these ratings for the Combine. I'm going to maybe edit some of these myself just so they're a little bit more realistic based on, the numbers we've seen, the results we've seen. And then I just, scrapped it for the time being. And then the, Russell Wilson thing happened. I was like, okay, maybe I don't need to do this Chargers rebuild right away. But obviously, with Khalil Mack now on that team, there's a good reason to. Now, I wouldn't really call this a rebuild similar to the Broncos rebuild. It's not really a rebuild, but it's a rebuild format in more of a reload sense. Obviously, there's a lot of talent on this team. There's still a lot of positions, specifically in Madden, that you can draft. I mean, the interior of the line is just awful. I think a lot of Chargers fans would probably agree with that, with their very big lacking in the run defense. It's really weird, though, is in-game I can see it, because Linval he's not good in-game, but in real life, they're not. I don't even think they're trying to re-sign him. I'm like really confused by that. Like, unless my numbers aren't correct, I thought he's been pretty damn good in run defense. No, is it? I thought it was the surrounding talent that's causing the issues they're having. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought Linval has been just outstanding for the majority of his career, even as a Charger. Maybe he just had like a really bad, like second half of the season. I don't know, but. Obviously, more on that Khalil Mack trade. I was hearing some different things. At first, it was a second and a fifth. I heard that the second round was next year, and I was like, ooh, okay, that's a bit of an L. But I'm pretty sure it is this year. So, fair enough with that. Obviously, the Bears would have loved to have more compensation, considering they gave up many picks, and they paid him a ton of money. Obviously, from a Bears standpoint, because of the offense, you can't really say the trade was a win for them. Mack was pretty damn good when healthy. The sack numbers don't really, reflect how well he played. Sack numbers are just sack numbers. That's the number you get when you actually take down the quarterback. And I know he sacked Rodgers a lot of times, but using Rodgers as an example, the man throws it away a ton. So if you force the pressure and make it a dead play and it's a throwaway, it's just as good as a sack, right? Especially if it's third down, which obviously he tries his hardest most of the time, but third down especially. But like we are talking about, the quote-unquote, the Bears side of it, they are in a situation where it was smart for them to move on. Khalil Mack coming off of a season-ending injury-prone in general over the last couple of seasons. Another fact of him, I don't know if it's because he's aging, but it seems like in the second half of games, specifically the late third and into the fourth, he kind of just runs out of gas. I don't know what it is. He kills it in the first half, and then second half he almost disappears. I don't know if maybe that is an injury thing. It's not actually stamina. Maybe he just gets injured. There's not a problem with his motor. I just think maybe there's a little bit of stamina issues. Maybe the problem is his motor. He goes too hard sometimes. Maybe he needs to relax a couple of times. I don't know, but obviously when healthy, a very good player. Everyone's, I wouldn't say following the Rams formula, but the team's trying to build that God Squad Dream Team edge. Joey Bosa and Mack become, one would assume, the best edge combo in the league. Once again, assuming Mack's healthy, assuming Vaughn's not back in, LA, and obviously if Donald retires, I know he's not really edge, but you know what I mean, duo, if you will. But as far as the Bears go, it's a kind of a win trade, because I also pretty sure that the Chargers are going to be taking the entirety of the rest of the contract. I'm not sure how that works. Like, some places I'm hearing that the Bears are taking a $24 million dead cap hit, which if that's the case, then I don't know what they mean by Chargers are taking the rest of the contract. That's just standard then. But I could have sworn something like that happened with Brock Osweiler back in the day, where the cap wasn't taken, like they moved on from it. I don't know how that works, to be honest. I'm just going to be completely transparent, but if that's the case, which I assume it is, because I'm hearing reports of the Bears having like $121 million in cap space, Yeah, I think that's a pretty big win, all things considered. And of course, the biggest losers of this whole thing is without a doubt the Raiders. They lost Mack and then drafted the conviction team. So enough of that, though. Let's actually get into the fun parts of this. So we did re-sign Mike Williams to a 3-year $60, which is pretty expensive. Wait, was it a 3-year $60 or 3-year $48? Was a 3-year $60. Oh my. He has been very good for them, but geez, that's a lot of money. But let's go to free agency so we can actually make the trade for Mac. Now, I wanted to do it like I normally do, where I actually show you guys the trade, but I'm going to be honest with you, we're probably going to need to change his position, because I just have a feeling that this second round pick's not going to do it. And I think it's a 6th. At first I said, oh, really? I'm a little surprised. Really? I am shocked. Drew Tranquill, I don't even know if they like him. I don't even know if he's half good. I'm sorry, Chargers fans, but he's just not going to start in this rebuild for me. I mean, we paid Kaiser White a 3-year $16, I believe, and then we didn't pay Kenneth, but obviously Kenneth Murray's going to start. But Khalil Mack is now a Los Angeles Charger. We're assuming that surgery went well. They, of course, still have a little bit of money in LA here. I'm not sure if they're willing to spend any of it, though. I'd say this is more like 30, 35 mil. Of course, Devontae and Godwin are still here. Maybe I need to edit their contracts every time I start a rebuild to have at least one more year on it, because obviously they're not free agents in real life. Casey Hayward returning, perhaps. I'm not really sure of the situation with him and the Raiders, but I can't imagine they'd let him go, right? I don't know. Davion Clowney, this team needs D-line. My biggest thing is trading up for Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis just seems like a Charger. I don't know how high a team's willing to go. If he can at least fall out of the top 12, I think LA makes a trade up, but we'll see. I'm going to have to look into some of these names, because once again, we're starting to get closer and closer to, more things, fizzling out and seeing who's on what team. Like, I know Orlando Brown's not a free agent. I just don't want to sign some guy that got tagged or they're really, gonna re-sign him. Like, Joseph Sebastian Day would be a guy the Chargers would definitely be targeting, but I thought he's already back at the Rams. I don't know, though. And I always say his name. Wait, no, I said Sebastian Joseph Day, didn't I? I know who I am. I would hope I would know who I am. All I can tell you here is Panthers taking some L's in free agency, but of course they didn't really pay much for Stephon Gilmore anyways. But Dante Jackson, I don't know if he's physical enough for the Chargers, but honestly, when your cornerback talent looks like this, I don't really know if you get a say in really who joins you, rather just hoping someone does. Which, speaking of hoping someone joins you, hopefully you join us in the future by subscribing to the channel. That was pretty good, actually. I don't want to sign any more players, because I think we're going to add like 12 mil or so to Mac's contract, like we said, with the taking the hit and all that. So I'd really like a tight end. I think O.J. Howard would be such a clutch move. I know he didn't look super great for the Buccaneers, but that's why you maybe take a chance on him, because he's serviceable, and obviously you could get a huge hit with him. So I don't know. I mean, I just don't think the money's right here, and the fact that it's Madden, it's not real life, whereas real life, a 32-year-old tight end could go absolutely off for you, whereas in Madden, even if a 32-year-old tight end goes off, they're still going to suck in the game, right? Like their overall is going to be bad. I was thinking, like I said, guaranteed trade up, grab Jordan Davis, but now I'm starting to think, okay, without that second-round pick, is trading up even that smart of a move? And would we not just grab another lineman? Bulaga's another name that may not make it for this team going into next year. I mean, it's tough to say, because once again, injury concerns, but he's a pretty good player still in Madden. We need a guard, Glowinski. I don't know. I don't want to pay. Nah, we're going to go for a lineman in the draft, I think. Maybe one or two. Really, it's the trenches. You got to upgrade the trenches here. We do get Joseph Day and Dante Jackson, which are huge additions as far as releasings go. I suppose, like I said, with Bulaga being one of those options, Wait, does Derwin need to be paid? Oh my god. Wait, did they must use an option on him, huh? But what do we have? So Khalil Mack obviously not retiring because, or releasing because we just got him. Bulaga can save us. Michael Davis seems to be locked in. Yeah, I think we need to be very careful with our money here. I still do want Jordan Davis, though. I'm just saying. I know a lot of Chargers fans do as well. I really want him. I just want him. Gimme. I don't really want Wyatt too much because he is on the older side. I know he's 22 here, but he's basically 24 in real life. There's some names here. I'm not really sure who's good, though, in this class itself rather than real life. It would be nice to have a proper nose tackle. I mean, we'd probably end up playing Joseph Day there if we don't get Jordan Davis, but yeah, I want Jordan Davis, dude. All right, so the fifth-year options are finally back in the game, and I'm sorry, Tillery, but I am not about this life. Now, for Jordan Davis, I don't even know if he's high on the Chargers' radar. I imagine he is. I don't know what getting Joseph Day would do for that radar, but as you can see here, I'm liking the way this is lining up. Very realistic stuff so far. This would be probably Thibodeau. But Kyle Hamilton's a pretty good player, too. This would... I mean, the Giants are likely to go tackle, but there's just so much talent there. Like, you just don't know. The Panthers probably quarterback. The Giants... I mean, I keep hearing, reports that that's a dream for the Falcons. But I keep hearing reports that the Giants are just, like, all in on Daniel Jones still somehow. Washington's no longer needing... I think, honestly, you probably trade with the Vikings if you can. There's no way Washington takes the DT. Minnesota could. I'd be more worried about the Ravens. The Browns definitely could use the help, but you got to assume that's wide receiver, and I don't think you get them off their spot. The Vikings need a lot. Sauce is gone. I just think that's the best chance for the Chargers to trade up if they're going to, if this falls the way it is so far falling. And I think I'm going to make that trade up if we can. The Vikings have also been notorious lately for making trades in the draft. Killed it recently enough, actually. Is a third next enough? I haven't pulled up that trade website in a while because I've been pretty good with just knowing the value on my own lately. But this one's, I want to make sure this one's right. And it says we're a little below. We're a little off. Pick 17. A third next, and a fifth next for 12. I still think you can make an argument that we maybe should have given them more, but since they know it's not for a quarterback, they don't have that, idea that, okay, well, this is a game-changing pick for them. Not that this wouldn't be still a really important pick and really good one, but, it's not a quarterback. I was going to wait for Johnson. I was like, I don't know. I'm not really that interested in Johnson's. But Jordan Davis, he's sitting there, and he's not really sitting there because we literally traded up for him. You got to grab him. Bad run defense? Mitch, where? Bad run defense? Not anymore. We're going to be one of the best now. Jordan Davis, welcome to the squad. Now, Cade Mays is still there, and I kind of want him, but I'm not going to trade up for a guy that it's a bit early anyways. Maybe in this class, not perhaps, but in real life, a bit early, right? So if he's there, which he's not, oh, man, that's so unfortunate. And even though we've seen it a bunch of times, we're going to go for a bigger guard. Jamari Salyer, welcome to the squad. I say it like that because I knew he was hidden. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure Cade Mays was normal, but I wanted to mix it up, Jamari is like literally always hidden in every class I've used, and it just makes me feel like a cheater, honestly. We're going to look to recoup that third next year. I don't know if we're actually going to get it, but I'd really be looking to grab a third here. We end up getting a third next year from the Texans, which could be really, really cheese. We don't know. They're probably going to be a playoff team here, but I don't know for a fact. There's a lot of questions surrounding that team in real life, so I don't know. We'll see. And Calcaterra being here this, I wouldn't say late. I'm going to take him. 86 speed, decently fast, of course. I think that's pretty fair. I think he is kind of more of a backup type, but considering the talent we have on the team, he may just be put into a starting role, whether we like it or not. And I know it's the 6th round and he's a punter, but punters are people too. The punt god joining, not even moving that far to be fair, the LA Chargers. Welcome to the squad, 99 kick power man. That's a man's man. Also, I don't know what the speed was there, but he's probably going to be like 83, 82 speed in the game. And I hope this guy isn't like some god. I don't really remember hearing about him. I'm just going to grab him. We need a backup running back as we lost Justin Jackson, I believe. Just wasn't worth re-signing him, I don't think. And, you know, we got ourselves a little bit of a power back, it seems. I think we did have him in one of our recent rebuilds. Didn't do anything for us, but let's take a look at the class. Got a couple of hidden. 68 overall. That's not terrible, actually. Not bad at all. Automatic starter, probably, because we're desperate. Jordan Davis, 76 overall. 77 speed, 81 excel. Good block shed. Good power move. Amazing strength. Automatic starter, and I believe he has superstar. I believe it. Jamari Salyer. I assume it's Jamari, because other than that, I would like to say Jamari, and I don't feel like you would name your child Jamari, but maybe you would. I don't know. Maybe that's something you like to do. It's an interesting name. Of course, a little raw, but they need a guard. We'll probably have to replace Bulaga next season, but we're deciding to keep him around for one more year. It's just, we're just hoping he stays healthy. Wink, wink. I don't care what anyone says. Don't go to Camp Moyer. Just don't. My camp counselor snuck into my tent one time. No, all right, I don't know what the Chargers playbooks look like for sim stats, but we do know what the team looks like. This is what it looks like. Tight end is definitely a thought for the future. Left guard, probably for the future. Right tackle, 100%. I mean, even now we probably should have. Wide receiver wouldn't hurt. You know, like a speedy little guy. Maybe we should have went for one in the draft. It just kind of slipped my mind. Defensively, middle linebacker definitely be something we look at. Interior of the D-line, once again, we did not take Tillery's 5th-year option. I just can't imagine we would want to rock many more years with that. Of course, corners, we'll see how they develop. I think that could work. So maybe a free safety, probably a middle linebacker, definitely a left end, probably a tight end, definitely a left tackle, or a left guard, and a right tackle. And outside of that, though, even then, the team is still good enough to compete right now. And we'll see. Of course, QB breakouts are back in the game as well, so maybe we get one of those with Herbert. We'll see what happens. It'll definitely be fun to see that, if it even makes it, you know, they're probably really hard to complete. If that makes a play for our Seattle rebuild, we'll have probably Sunday. I haven't started it. I don't know when I will. It's a lot of rebuilding, and, you know, I get a little burnt out. Hold the F up. A 22-year-old with a B finesse as the prospect spotlight. Wait a damn minute here. Of course, this team, and for one, he is undersized with that 6'1" height, but this team isn't that set at edge. Obviously, Khalil Mack, 31 years old. I mean, he's not a young guy anymore, you know, especially a second or third rounder guy. If you get a mid-second, you might still be willing to. You know, you can never have enough pass rushers. So, I mean, okay. Week 14 bye week. Holy crap. Derwin James, a 5-year 76, which honestly, for the talent that he is kind of a steal, but because of injury concerns, I will actually allow this. You know, a lot of the times I do I jump the gun a little. Well, not wouldn't jump the gun, but I raise the contract a little bit because I don't think it's fair. But I think that's fair. Same with Nasir Adderley, actually. Another guy that's, you know, kind of a little injury prone, and more importantly, his tackling seems to be a bit all over the place. Tillery, no thank you. Maybe some of these backups, perhaps, but, you know, there's nothing really else crazy. Of course, Bulaga is going to have to be not only a cap casualty, as in like, we just can't afford him really, but, you know, regressing, old man, you know, go join another team, try to win a ring last second, we'll see. Hey, we got the trench boost in our rebuild, the scenario, we'll see. Let's see what they say. Back-to-back games without... Oh, Lord. I think this one's glitched, by the way. I'm sure this glitched, because I was looking for thumbnails for the update video that I made the other day, and I seen that the team allowed 1 sack. I was like, 1 sack's not that much. Maybe the terminology is a little off. If you only allow 1 sack, that is a pretty good game. But I'm going to assume they didn't allow 0 sacks or 1 sack again, right? He got sacked twice, which once again is still a pretty good game, especially when you're playing the Raiders. But 2 is not 0. And to flip it, 0 is not 2. But also, a QB breakout. We just talked about it. I'm obviously going to have to pay attention to this one because this one, I'll allow the offensive line boost, but not this one. 1 or fewer. Really? You're allowed a pick? That's kind of juiced. 400 scrimmage yards or 4 touchdowns. Wow, that is really easy. I know it used to be too hard before, but that is way too easy. Oh, he actually did it. I was shocked. I seen the score was 28 points. I was like, well, he didn't get it. He actually got all 4. Wow. X Factor Herbert, welcome. Did he get it? I mean, he got it, but like, because most of not having someone like, hey, X Factor Herbert. How much XP? None. Okay. Obviously, the dev up is quite a reward itself, but I'm greedy. Call me Williams. And I forgot these existed. But even if you're an X Factor, you can get a breakout for XP. I hope he gets this because I'm actually curious. Oh, please tell me he had some rushing yards. No, he didn't get it. I'm still going to click it just in case it's glitched. I'm not going to... Well, actually, I would keep the XP. It was close enough again. Anyways, I really want to see how much this is. I'd say 20K. I'd say it's actually going to be working. Coach, any thought about the play you got out of... Not too much. He made it known that he hoped to have... Yeah, I know, because he's an X Factor. All right, not quite the season we were hoping to have, but if we win this game, we are in the postseason. The worst team in the division at 9-8 still made it, though. We had to be 7th seed. We thank you, Jesus, for the extension. I think the Jets were also 9-8, but, obviously they... Actually, no, I don't think they would have had the division. Well, actually, the Bills aren't that good in Sim. I don't know, but Herbert had a really good season, touchdown to pick ratio-wise, 4,300 yards. In Madden, you'd like to see those a little bit higher, but it's still really good, obviously. Eckler was better than I expected. Once again, his size, his build usually doesn't do super well in Madden, but he actually crushed it. The receiving numbers, Mike Williams, is that enough for X Factor? I sure hope it is. Calcaterra, maybe star. He should be star, right? That's a pretty good season. Keenan's touchdown sucked, but his yards were good. Offensive line play, Slater was awful, which just makes no sense. Khalil Mack, 16 sacks, my man. Not bad. 9.5 for Bosa, 6 for Joseph Day, 4.5 for Davis with 17 tackles for loss. Khalil Mack has been great. Obviously, if you could add, well, I mean, they did add Mack. You add Mack, Sebastian Joseph Day, and Jordan Davis, you do become one of the better run defense teams by a mile in the league, and obviously that worked out. Hopkins, we gave a 2-year deal to because he was pretty good in real life. Missed 5 kicks here. Of course, it was like $1 million each year, so it doesn't really matter too much anyways. Where was, I was about to say, Herbert still would have been up there. Touchdowns were a little low, but obviously very good for touchdown to pick ratio. Calcaterra, the rookie of the year. I will say, it doesn't seem like there's many quarterbacks on the AFC side. Did they all go to the NFC? I mean, I can't really tell. Maybe they just didn't start any of the quarterbacks. Defensive Rookie of the Year, almost Jordan Davis, who did have a really good season. Herbert, number 2 quarterback, so he should be a Pro Bowler. Eckler at 10, best wide receiver at number 2, should be a Pro Bowler. Best O-line, Shredder, Lindsley at 7. Just thinking of all these Packers centers. D linebacker, Khalil Mack wins best linebacker, Bosa at 3. And then Walker at 9. Best DB, Dante Jackson at 2. What did he do? Did he have a lot of picks? I don't remember seeing that. I'm going to take a quick look again. What did he have? I don't remember seeing a bunch of picks. Oh, he did 6. That could be superstar, baby. But let's go against the Browns. A team that almost, enabled us to get Jordan Davis, but we decided to hop them even. Maybe they're pissed at us because that is an option. I will say I'd imagine it's going to be wide receiver there for them, but it is still an option for them to go for a DT, but yeah, we'll make them sad anyways by beating them here as well. So hopefully they wanted Davis, and we're going to kill them anyways. Not a bad start, actually. Speaking of, 7-0, 7-all. I don't know what Cleveland's offense is like, but apparently it's keeping up. 14-all, Halftime is still the same score. I can't really tell how I'm feeling. You know, we're up 7, not up 7 anymore. Yeah, I mean, that drive right there, I kind of felt that was coming. It just felt like we weren't going to hold them off. And we're running the ball pretty well. We're getting on the field nicely. I mean, that is literally the perfect drive. Uh-oh. 3rd and 10, we get the stop. 3 minutes left. Great field position. What happened? What's the sitch? Did they get sacked? And it's a punt either way. It's a really good punt as well. Although there is a lot of clock left. And I mean, I don't want to come in to win the game. I just want to ensure a fair situation. Because it just seems like the game, they get these weird spells, right? Like there's different styles to this. You can get no pressure. Bosa in coverage, of course. But like there's different style. Like there's games where the one team just gets absolutely smoked. There's games where, you know, there's no offense at all, and then all of a sudden one team just starts moving down the field at will. And then there's situations where you run engage 8 and you get beat for nearly a touchdown off the edge. Good work, fellas. Oh, my God, with this game. But the team still has a chance. I'm going to make sure we waste all of our timeouts. Honestly, at this point, you just want them to score. Dive him. Oh, my God. This year, Adderley's like, I got him. I got him, coach. It's like, really, dude? Are you serious? Yeah, there you go. Nick Chubb definitely did not understand the assignment. Now, once again, I don't really care if we win the Super Bowl on this year or not, which, let me be honest with you, hopefully that statement's true because you ain't gonna. But obviously, I still want to have like a fair situation. Not that it really matters. Keenan holds on. It at least gives him a chance for a Hail Mary. This could be a little bit of fun if we even get the time because not everyone's Khalil Mack, believe it or not. Myles Garrett, kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. We got to double him too. Okay, so slide to the right. Double team that Myles guy, and he's still going to get in. All right, Keenan. You got to get over there, pal. Oh, they smoked him. Nice throw. Maybe a little bit too far, though. Ah, too far. Really? Herbert, you got that kind of cannon on you? I mean, I know he does, but like that kind of cannon, like that was insane. Of course, a good playoff game. Just unfortunately lost to a team with a bunch of talent as well. Baker, I just don't believe can, hit the broadside of a barn, but, here he is with a decent performance. Nick Chubb did pretty well, too. Eckler wasn't bad by any means. Just got beat. It wasn't one of those, like, dumb sim games. They ended up winning. Khalil Mack went off. It's really surprising, though. Like, I get Khalil Mack is that good, and some of these guys are really good, but 3-4 defense it just seems so bad for stats most of the time. It's like TJ Watt, and that's kind of like the only linebacker that does well in sim, it seems. It's always the DNs playing in the 4-3. Buccaneers, Chiefs, Super Bowl. We're so excited. Another Buccaneers win over them as well. We're so excited. Let's take a look at the potential dev-ups. Please, Mike Williams, go to X Factor. Oh, my heart. It's pained. Herbert obviously is an X Factor. He was because of the breakout or whatever, but let's take a look. No abilities. Nice. I suppose Gunslinger would make sense, but I'm going to go long-range Deadeye, and he doesn't have the ability for the last slot. Fair enough. But Calcaterra, actually not a bad player. Pretty damn good, actually. I like it. I like that we have ourselves a tight end that we found in the 4th, 5th round, I think. But yeah, pretty good player. Let's upgrade him a little bit. I just want to see tight end speed upgrades. It's just something I love to see. It's just my favorite thing. 76 overall star dev is not half bad at all, especially since he was a 68 overall. Lot of nonsense, but some decent ones in there. Some run block and whatnot. But yeah, pretty good player already. His route running is actually kind of sick. The more I do these rebuilds, and I know I shouldn't be talking about Dolphins franchise, even though it's super fun and you should watch it. Ooh, I just want to trade Gesicki. Like I want a fresh start. But Kenneth Murray's a superstar, almost a 79 overall. Should be a 79 overall if you look at that XP. It makes no sense. The bar is higher than the other thing, whatever. But a decent player and turn it around a little bit here, just a little bit. Khalil Mack does regress a little bit as well. He's 32, so I don't think it's fair for me to fix his ratings per se, even though he was the best linebacker of the year, and he's still really good. So I'm not going to touch it, but it is a little saddening to see. And then Dante Jackson is a superstar, which is so freaking clutch. I thought maybe Nasir Adderley would have went up in Dev. He actually had a pretty good year for us, but fair enough. Need a right tackle, need a left guard, need a left end, and I think we can get away with just ignoring everything else, right? The tight end kind of solved itself. Calcaterra was god tier, and I hope his name is Calcaterra. That's what it looks like, and it sounds sick. So if it's like Calcaterra or something, I'm going to be freaking mad. I'll start stabbing and swinging. That's how serious this is. But as far as all of these free agents or soon-to-be free agents go, our kick returner's gone too. These guys are just not worth it. And once again, we on a budget. Aaron Rodgers. Marquise, but he would demand a lot of money. Dawson Knox, another guy that would demand a lot of money. But I imagine because the Bills' receiving threats aren't crazy good, if you think about a couple years down the line, Cole Beasley gone and, maybe Gabriel Davis maybe needs a contract soon. I don't know if it's right now, but don't know if they can pay him or they want to pay him. Dawson Knox has come on strong. I don't know if he would be a free agent. And even if he was, we got Calcaterra. Once again, McCole Hardman would be sick. We need some speed. That's what we need badly. But I think we can probably find that in the draft for kind of cheap. If we can just get a tackle here or just not spend any free agent money at all, or salary cap, I suppose, any of our salaries, that would be nice. And yeah, it doesn't really look like there's much of a tackle scene here. It's really just Bulaga. And at this point, I don't even know how much people would be willing to pay him. But maybe a backup running back? I don't know. Kenyon Drake? I don't really think I think we're fine there. We've done the Ioannidis thing quite a bit. I don't even know if we really need that. There's a little bit too many mouths to feed there. I don't know. Maybe you just draft a DT in the first round again. I just feel like that's a little excessive. I think you need a lineman more. You kind of need multiple linemen. Second round DT, perhaps. So you offered a couple of backup positions. We'll see if we get any of them. And we get Pierre. You know why I wanted him. I like a speed. All right, they didn't give me a whole lot on this Isaiah Tomlinson guy, and we don't really need edge too much. He is a little bit on the slower side. I can't imagine he's going to be good. We've been done in again. Why is it always these guys with no strength, dude? Do we just start boosting these guys? Like, he's huge, dude. I mean, I know 29 reps isn't crazy bad, but for Madden, it's pretty bad, right? I mean, this guy does look insane, though. That offensive lineman, there's a couple of decent ones in there, but I don't know. I think D-line, it's not that it's more important than offensive line. It's just that it's a little easier to draft in the first round, so you're at least going to hit on the D-lineman, whereas the offensive lineman could be a bust. I don't know, the offensive line is actually not hard to draft either. Even when they look like they're bad, they're somehow good. Man, there is a lot of DTs, dude. Okay, dude. What is this? B.J. Dixon. Come on, dude. B.J. Dixon. Really? Dude's halfway decent, I'd grab him. I'd grab Dixon. You know, while scouting here, which I've obviously mentioned a few times now about the clunkiness of the menus, I've thought about it. I kind of did a quick math, and it's probably even on the low side, to be honest. But if you were to look through, let's say, 100 prospects, if it takes about 4 seconds each time to click in, hit right bumper, back out, 4 or 5 seconds, it comes out to about 8.5 minutes just to look through players to see their 40 time and their front page stats, which of course doesn't count for some of the better things that you might see in the back page, which is where your mom works her businesses. Does back page still exist? I remember that being like a prostitution thing back when I worked those pages, but yeah, it just needs a little bit of tweaking, right? Just a little bit of, and also the fact that you don't get to see any of the ratings, that's also a little bit of tweaking, if you know what I mean. We got Monte Nicholson as well. We need a little bit of speed in the safety spot. A lot of the backups are really, really slow. Fifth-year options, Mr. Justin Herbert. Usually you don't do this, right? I do believe he's worth keeping long-term, but you kind of just re-sign them because the fifth-year option is already kind of annoying for players, but for a quarterback. I don't know. I don't know how it works, to be honest, but you just want to line them up, right? And then Kenneth Murray, definitely not. You definitely want to re-sign him and get him for cheaper than the fifth-year option. But I do miss those fifth-year options because a lot of times they do actually play a factor. They don't always hurt. All right, so we were knocked out pretty early. We had 9-8 for our record. So 21 is definitely a good pick. Glenn Terrell with an F run block, though. Oh, man, I don't know if you can put money on that, dude. That's bad. What about the other guys? Jose Whitfield. I just don't. He's 23, dude. I didn't get to fully scout him either. I don't know, dude. Now I'm starting to worry. Now I'm just starting to pulled this guy off the list because I really thought I was gonna want that Glenn guy. I might still grab him just because he's a first round projected. Definitely not trading up though. Without a doubt, we're not trading up. So we might as well go to 21, I suppose. Quarterback for the Vikings. Probably a quarterback for the Seahawks as well, unless they took one last year. Well, actually, if they took one last year, they'd still do it because of how broken the freaking thing is. The problem I have with this draft pick thing, this offensive lineman, who is this guy? Round 1, he's probably bad. A awareness, A block. See, this, I would fall for that every day of the week. Like, I just don't know enough about these players. The problem with grabbing a lineman here is there's just so much more talent on the defensive line. Like I said, with this guy, Hendricks looks insane. John McCutcheon. Okay, I'm really worried that I'm gonna accidentally say the wrong thing soon. So, yeah, I don't know about all that now. I just don't know, dude. We have this lineman. He's a 3-4, but I think I'm willing to take him. He just looks like, I know the lead block sucks, but he just looks like one of those typical star dev players. We need the tackle so bad it hurts, but that guy just doesn't look good, dude. This guy looks like a beast. But we need the tackle really badly. What is Favors? Is he a 6'3"? Doesn't really fit the bill. 6'4" is not much bigger, but it's bigger. F run block. This guy could be a bust. I'm hoping he's not, though. And you know what? Actually, screw. We have a lot of players. I'm going to trade down. Trade 21 this, 5th and a 7th next year for 30 and 62. Quantity, obviously, you definitely wouldn't be seeing that where, this team, we'd be trading away that much quantity. But I suppose as long as we get the quality back, I don't really mind too much. We're going to go to 30. There's just so many talented players there that I don't even care who's remaining. I just don't know, dude. The tackle's still there. The right guard's still there. A lot of the DTs are gone, in fairness. But if we want DT, which I think we still do, this guy looks way, better than a second or third round guy. So we're going to risk it on the lineman just because what we need. I may regret this. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hidden development trade. I got to see what that run block is. Maybe just the run block was good in the class. In fairness, that's also a possibility. And since that guy's a 2 to 3, he looks really good. An A finesse is pretty rare, which also kind of maybe makes me worry because, once again, I think the potentials are compared to the class. So let's say you have an A finesse, but all the other guys have like 63 finesse. That means your guy could just suck at finesse anyways. He's just the best out of the bunch. And seeing a DT go there is enough to spook me. I'm going to the Texans. We could actually maybe trade it for Tunsil, in fairness. Tonsillitis. 3rd round next year seems fair, right? I mean, we got a late second this for about the same, but that was a 1st round trade up, whereas this one's like 20, 30 picks later. We're going to be grabbing the DT now, I believe. Oh! This guy's still here. Give me him. He could be a bust, but I'm grabbing him. I don't care. Kevin Hendricks. Normal development trait. Oh, no. We got scammed. Oh, man. I'm hoping that A looks good. Oh, no. We may have sold. Let's go to the next pick, and I might actually jump and grab the guard, which, once again, could be another sell, to be honest, but we're going to potentially grab him. The DT, the other DT's there. Burrell. A power move. That's a guaranteed normal. What about this guy? I did scout him a little bit more just to see. Ooh, coverage linebacker. It's not that big of a need right now. Obviously, we have 2 starting calibers, so we're going to grab the guard, and then if our guy 3 to 4 is risky, we're still going to grab him, whatever. And he is hidden. We've got the line. We've done it. But yeah, if that guy at 17 is there, that linebacker, I might just grab him. He looks pretty athletic. Got a couple of A's in there and whatnot. Let's take a look, see who's there. Mr. Oh, crap, he's gone. Damn, son. Damn. Let's actually take a look if there's any speedy wide receivers. All right, it took me a little bit, but this guy looks really fast. He's a day 3. I might be willing to grab him in the 4th round. For this spot, though, I might trade down. Once again, we lost a 3rd next year. Why not try to get a late 2nd or, maybe a 3rd and a 4th next? The Rams, at least they're giving me something realistic, right? Like, this is actually not a terrible trade either. You get in a 5th round this. I mean, we could actually add that. It's an interdivisional, but it's a 3rd round pick. We've seen worse. 5 spots to gain a 5th is pretty massive. Actually, to be honest, in real life, I probably wouldn't trade that. I'm like, you're going to give us a 5th round pick to move 5 spots? Yeah, you got somebody here. Absolutely not. So we added the Bills 3rd, 4th, and 5th next year. Obviously, a 2nd round pick would be nice, but I don't think teams are risking a Hey, look who it is! What are the chances? My boy, B.J. Dixon. The guy. The GOAT. What are actually the chances that happens? Like, not high, right? Jonathan Hamilton might not be a great player. He's 23, but damn, look at the speed I'm grabbing him. 93. Oh, my God, he's slow as hell. What the hell? We needed depth at corner anyways, but that is not the depth I was looking for. All right, we scratch our ears back. They're scratching ours. A 4th and a 5th next for 118. The league's like, what are you guys doing? Once again, it's our teams. We get to do what the hell we want. It's late, in the draft. It'd be what it be. But now that they realize that we're going for the speed demon Carter, they regret everything. Give us 93 speed. Oh, he fast. All right. I didn't know anything about him. I just knew. Well, I mean, I knew he's fast. That's something, but it's not like the thing you need. But still, looks really good speed wise. We took a backup tight end, decently fast. Tight ends are very expensive. It's worth the grab. Maybe a little bit high, late 5th round pick, but it's a 5th round pick. I don't really care too much. Probably going to be a pretty bad overall, to be fair. But 7th round pick, 21, the final pick of the class. And we may be using this on a running back. And we're going to be taking Mr. Henry Boss, pretty decently fast. 89 speed, 91. Like, if that's 89 speed, 91 excel, like, what do I do? A 4.42 is 89 speed, 91 excel. Half the time, even when you scout them, like, almost fully, they don't give you all the stuff. The 40 times can't even be trusted. What can I even believe in? Oh! Thank God he was hidden, because he is looking rough on that overall. The finesse, not great, but he is super athletic. I mean, he could have been a lot worse, I suppose. I really hope that other DT that we had wasn't really good. But right tackle, Mr. Terrell, start of element trade. Obviously starting no matter what. So, Kevin Hendricks. He's a pretty good player, though. If the other guy's like normal or hidden, like he's like star and he's not that good, fair enough, right? Because this guy's actually pretty good. But I don't know. I think a lot of you guys are pretty intelligent. But for the few that aren't, I seen like maybe there were a little outdated comments anyways. But I seen someone talking about, like, what's the point of doing a rebuild if you're going to look at the devs anyways, or you're going to edit them? And at first I was like, wait, what does he think, like this or that? Like, it's a dev trait for a guy that's starting, I can understand if you don't like it when I'm looking at players that aren't starting, which I try not to do, like if it's a dev of a guy that isn't actually going to start, I try not to look. But if they're going to start, there's no point not to, right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't change anything anyways. So realistically, it's more of a force of habit rather than helping us. I'm starting them no matter what. It doesn't change anything. So I don't even need to look at the dev. I don't even need to see the dev after the fact. This guy is good. That injury is brutal. That toughness is brutal because he has all the traits for a wide receiver and he's fast. Of course, he is not good at jumping, but that is a fun-looking player. 5'8" as well. Jonathan Callaway, pretty bad, but once again, he's just a backup. And then this guy's a 66 overall. Not super great. Let's take a look at the DT that we passed on in the second. Let's also... Oh, how many quarterbacks was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight quarterbacks. 6 in the top 10. Yikes. That's a bit of drafting. Who the hell did the Cowboys get? Normal development. Oh my god, he's good, but he's slow as hell. We had a choice of this guy, chose not to go with him. Normal development trait. Very talented, but you could argue that our guy's just as good, if not better. There's a bunch of DTs, but none of those guys were ours. Here he is, Rick Haynes, 72 overall. Of course, he's hidden. But I will say, you look at that, you know, that B finesse move. Was it an A finesse move, actually? 76 finesse, which is good, but not great. The traits suck. 71 block shedding. His strength wasn't even that crazy high. And if he's not at least superstar or higher, I think even though our guy's normal, he's actually better. And yeah, I mean, I think our guy is actually better. Our guy's way more developed out the gate. Interior alignment are very tough to develop. So if he just gets a dev up, you know, a breakout, it's super easy to go from normal to star. Not so much from star to superstar. So I think it was a good pick. It was kind of an L at the time, but now that we looked at it, it was between those two for sure. Or McCutcheon, who is also, once again, not a hidden development trait. You know, it's about as good as you could ask for. It's pretty good. But I'm trying to think of it, but like, I can't remember all the speed guys of this team. But is this dude like the fastest since like AC or Prime Darren Sproles? Because, like, they don't really have a whole lot of speed here. The Chargers just don't really draft speed. I suppose Eckler's pretty fast, too, but... Damn, the Sharks are swarming! Hopkins got to relax himself or do better, because they come for his job. And you can never have enough good backups. Imagine. All right, we got the team for the season. Season 2? Is it season 2? I think it's season 2. X Factor Herbert, who we had to pay, which is unfortunate. Keenan Allen, who is still pretty good. Mike Williams, who's 87 overall. Would have been lovely to see him go to X Factor. Hopefully he does this season. Calcaterra, nice little surprise for the team. And outside of Lindsley, the offensive line looks good for many, many years to come, assuming we can afford to keep him. Speaking of afford to keep people, I think Kenneth Murray also needs a contract, is it? Okay, I'm not actually mad at that because he's still pretty young. And should be cheaper because of that. Mack could be on his last couple of years here, maybe 2 more if we're lucky. Hendricks, hopefully he does well. And yeah, it's a good squad with a ton of potential, a lot of youth at most positions. I'm a little worried about Joey Bosa. Did they have to pay him again yet? I imagine they already repaid him, right? Freaking hope so, because otherwise we are not going to be able to afford anybody. I also wanted to look at the guy that they suggested, and boy, oh boy, was he bad as expected. No traits, no speed, negative block shedding pretty much. I mean, that's like a cornerback's block shedding. I wonder if it's actually glitched or if it's meant to trick you, or I don't know, because the prospect spotlight always sucks, it seems. I'm just going week to week to week and skipping weeks and weeks. It's like, bruh, the longer you take to re-sign Herbert, the more screwed you're going to be. Of course, I don't know who we have to repay here, but obviously Herbert is a big name, and we just paid him. It doesn't appear we have really anyone else. Kenneth Murray is actually still asking for quite a bit, and I suppose he's worth the money here. Eckler is 28 years old, but he's pretty good. I'm willing to pay it. I'm actually willing to pay it. 15 mil left over for some backups. That's squeaking by. Oh, you better, dude. You better. All right, a pretty good year. It started off amazingly, and then we have just been on a huge losing streak ever since. We'll do this breakout. Please, Hendricks. Thank you, my man. Of course, Jordan Davis failed one earlier. The tight end obviously ended up failing his, but star development trade, worth the pick. He's a god. Let's take a quick look at how the season went. Still better than last season, obviously, but look at the touchdowns, really bad. Rushing touchdowns were okay, but yards per carry sucked. Keenan was better with touchdowns. Mike Williams was worse with touchdowns. Calcaterra, you could still almost argue making him superstar, but I'm going to leave it to one more season. If he has another good season with yards and or touchdowns, we'll do it. Bosa and Mack flipped. Hendricks killed it. Jordan Davis killed it. Picks were a bit low. Kicking was better. He only missed 2, and they were both blocked. It's a good year. I don't know if it's going to be good enough to win the Super Bowl. It's a pretty tough conference, but overall, it's still doable. But it is annoying that you basically have to do it through the wild card round in this division. It sucks, but I guess just this conference in general, to be honest. But yeah, 88 overall to the 85 overall Steelers, who have Stephon Gilmore. It looked to me on the intro that it was Marcus Mariota as the starting quarterback for the Steelers. So if we lose to him, I'm going to be kind of mad. 3-0, nice defensive effort. 7-3, 7-10, 10-10. Hopkins, just don't be the reason. That's all I ask. Just don't be, just don't be the reason. 13-10, 20-10, 23-10. Defense is kind of clutching up. 26-10. Oh my God, the defense just woke and never went to sleep. And Mariota, if he didn't throw the 2 picks, would have pretty much had a better game than Herbert. Nice. Rushing performances weren't masterful from either side. Mike Williams, I don't really care too much about that. Cameron Hayward killed it. Mack was pretty good. Mack has been great in the postseason. Nasir Adderley and Michael Davis with picks. Joey Sly with 2 missed field goals, which changed a lot, I imagine. Divisional, anyone but the Chiefs. The Raiders, that's not that great either. I think we definitely lost to them once, maybe twice. We were actually 7-0 at one point, and then the Chiefs beat us, and then we started sliding a little bit. And, of course, the other matchups, the Bengals versus the Chiefs. Obviously, I don't really care too much about that one. I just want to win this. Get into the championship round would be a massive win, and you would have to, even if they don't win the Super Bowl with Mac, you have to still attribute, hey, that's a good trade. It got them to the damn championship round. 16-all. This is a very close game. Huge play on 3rd and 10 to Keenan. Where else would you go? Keenan again. Where else would you go? Who was it? Keenan Allen! That's where it went. 5 minutes left in the 4th. 3rd and 13. Oh, you can't. Where else would you go? Hunter Renfrow. From the 20. Offense looks like it's struggling. You literally just gave up the game. You literally lost the game. And the clock still... This dog crap game is, well, dog crap, simply put. It's just not a good game. At least we iced them. Derwin, I've not even had this kind of success on the interior. Missed him. 18 seconds left, 3 timeouts. Let the clock go. So dumb, dude. So freaking dumb. 4 seconds left, and, I mean, I don't really know what you want. I suppose you just let Carter have a chance. And he doesn't get anything. That is a disappointing loss. I mean, the game's fine. You know, losing 26-23 against a good team is fine. But I hate seeing the clock management of the AIs. It's so bad. It's like, it's also when you're playing the game as well, like you're playing against a team, and we'll get into it in a second. I just want to see all these ratings, fair enough. But when you're playing against the AI and you're winning by, let's say, 3, 6, whatever, you're winning by 1 possession, and there's like 30 seconds on the clock, maybe 20 seconds on the clock, 2 timeouts, and they're in Hail Mary from their own 20. It's like, why? Let them set up some plays, dude. They're just afraid of their game having the AI run the ball. Like, because I remember many times in the past where they would run the ball in a situation like that or throw like a flat or something really stupid. They just want there at least to be a chance down the field, and they just don't want to code the game properly to actually make it where, you know, they're setting up plays, going out of bounds, whatever, to try and get in field goal range or at least a Hail Mary shot, right? The Raiders took our spot and lost to the Saints by 3, which, I mean, it's still a pretty good finish. But, yeah, unfortunately, that is another non-Super Bowl trip season. As we have about 12 mil negotiations, obviously, there's not really much to negotiate here. We're going to try to grab a new kicker, probably in free agency. And then if there's anyone we can actually get rid of to save money, I'm all ears. Maybe even Corey Linsley's getting up there in age as well. So, I mean, perhaps him. We definitely need to save money because there's got to be somebody we got to pay that we're just forgetting about. Khalil Mack, which, I mean, to be fair, he should be cheaper because he's literally on his, like, last legs here. Keenan, he should be cheaper. Bosa should be about the same price. Corey Linsley, you can't really save much, but it doesn't really seem like we have to pay anyone, right? Like Asante Samuel. So save the money to pay Asante maybe 7 to 8 per. And I think we can squeak by, but I would say drafting a wide receiver or edge wouldn't hurt. So let's get a kicker, preferably under 3 mil. I don't care about any of you guys. Justin Tucker probably retires a Raven, or his ratings are worse than what they look like there. Will Lutz, I don't know. The Saints kind of like, they like him, but they are kind of broke. Who the hell is this? Jason Bruce. You know what? We're gonna freaking draft. No, you don't draft a kicker if you're ready to win now. I know the Bengals did and it worked out, but they weren't really viewed as a team that was ready to win now. They were viewed as a team that could maybe make the playoffs, but not even get close to the Super Bowl, right? So, you know, I suppose it's kind of an unfair argument to be like, oh, well, look what they did. It's like, yeah, but that's, you know, it's kind of an anomaly. I love Monopoly. Ooh, I didn't even think about it. Slater as well. Yikes. Do you actually have to pull a Chicago? I think you might. I don't know if you can keep Khalil Mack. I think he's, like, out of our price range right now. He is expensive, dude. But that's, like, kind of the point of this rebuild, is trying to win one with Mack, but at the same time, another point is that we did get 2 seasons out of him, and that's definitely, especially the way he played, definitely worth a second-round pick if you're the Chargers trying to win a ring while you're still, you know, not paying Herbert. I know we are now, but we weren't before, so, and I also don't really like the edge rushers in this class, so I just don't think we can afford Mack, because we're going to lose Slater and potentially other guy, Asante Samuel, potentially. So, I don't know. That guy looks all right. Might be worth taking in the second round. Finesse. I'm going to imagine his power. Nah, I'm going to imagine he's a bust. I'm going to imagine that he sucked. 5th-year options, this should be Slater. I don't think... I don't know if I can justify it. What do you mean you don't know if you could justify it, bruh? I want him. I just don't want to pay him right now. And I'd rather pay him next season. Not that it's going to be much cheaper, but it should be cheaper in general. So there's that right outside linebacker that looks decent, but I didn't even know. You know, I put him on my list of players that I wanted extra knowledge on, but I don't know if they actually showed anything. So that's why I kind of just skipped. If he's there, I may take him. Sam Langford, they didn't show me more, dude. I'd have to just guess, but okay. So the notes looks like he's a pass rusher, right? Like that's what matters. Insanely athletic. B pursuit, B tackle, B injury. I honestly don't know, but that's probably the biggest need, and I think we once again have no choice but to get rid of Mack because of how expensive he is. So Sam Langford, please be decent. Hidden, and he's not that fast comparatively what I thought he would have been, so he's got to be a pass rusher, right? 91 excel, 84 speed, he's got to be an edge rusher. He's 6'3" as well, as I imagine, 246'3". I think we just landed a steal. I don't know, but it sure as hell seems that way. Oh, but this guy they showed more on, B finesse, and F block shed. This guy kind of reminds me of the guy that EA told us to grab, the prospect guy, which, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Carrington is a running back that looked decent, carrying a ball carrier vision, very fast, obviously, 223. Might be worth a trade-up, to be honest. And then the center is probably the guy I want to grab the most. Here's Walden, who was another option, but he was more of a coverage linebacker, I would have assumed. But you never know when you get desperate. Of course, this is the guy that EA mentioned. And for once, I actually think he's a good player, but we just don't need DT right now. That running back does look pretty sick, though. The Niners grabbed him. Okay, we'll see how good he is. Center should be there. This might even be a reach. I'm actually, you know what? It's a little scary, but I'm going to trade to, like, start of the third if I can. Screw it. All the value is, like, a 5th-round pick. I don't care about a 5th-round pick. 5th-round pick ain't going to mean nothing to me versus, you know, potential god-tier players, specifically the center, who looked really good. I was going to scout him more, but I just didn't need to. I mean, A, B, B, it just looks good. Grabbing him, and he is hidden development trade. We can't get rid of Linsley, but we can get rid of him next season most likely, or he might just retire. And then this pick of the running backs there, I am actually going to trade up because Eckler did not play that well. I know we gave him a 4-year deal, but he didn't play that well. And more importantly, we don't really have anyone else here. And even a good backup is still pretty valuable. So let's trade with the Buccaneers, make them feel bad, even though they've won a Super Bowl recently enough. Grab that running back, be happy with the selection, and then move on with our lives. That's really all I can tell you. 5th-round pick, boom. We got a decent 4th-round pick, though. Pick 11, not bad. The running back, Mr. Jaleel Carrington. This guy is actually a freak, though. 4.37. He's still probably going to be slow as hell, but let's see it. Normal development trait, 91 speed, 89 excel, 89 agility, really athletic, but change direction and jumping just sucks. But he is a power back, normal development trait, which is, once again, a little iffy, but let's go to the 4th round. All of our other guys are like day 3s. Maybe they're there, maybe they're not. Let's take a look. We also have a 6th-round pick. Let's see if there's anyone worth grabbing. So we have this DeVoe guy who looks really fast. He's like the prototypical number 3 corner. Yeah, I'm just going to grab him. Normal development trait, and he is very fast. Change of direction, once again, sucks. Agility sucks. Jumping sucks. I love it because, why would you need change of direction or agility for a slot corner? But, yeah, we needed a corner. We lost Michael Davis, I believe. I'm pretty sure we need to re-sign him, and I just didn't, obviously. Pierre may still be here, though, but he'll be gone as well. So at least we have that position kind of locked up or lined up. And I do want a backup middle linebacker. That one guy had. Oh, these guys are all undrafted projection, huh? Yeah, fast enough, whatever. Peterman. He sounds like Peter Pan, if you ask me. And this fullback looks by far the best. It's not even close. But I don't know how good he actually is. All the other guys looked like trash. There was one that was okay, but this dude looked way better than the rest. Like, it just wasn't even close. Let's take a look at the draft recap. I'm already forgetting who the hell we drafted. Oh, yeah, the edge rusher. That's who. 70. This is a good draft class. The fullback is actually pretty good. That middle linebacker, as expected, was awful. But Sam Langford, 80 finesse out the gate. Of course, no pass rush traits at all, which is just hilariously bad. Let's take a look at what the dev is. I mean, he could be like a freak. If he's Superstar Plus, I mean, it doesn't matter. We're going to trade. Yeah, I was about to say, we're going to trade Mack anyways. But Superstar Plus, indeed. Number 50, I guess we'll cheat the trait. Not that it once again matters, but it does annoy me seeing like great players with no traits. It's clearly a glitch. Obviously, the game thinks he's a coverage player because he's an outside linebacker, and oh my god, you've literally got a freaking young Corey Linsley. Of course, nowhere for him to start this season, but he once again was a 2nd-round pick, a later 2nd-round pick anyways. Good for the future, obviously. Star development trait, but definitely replacing Linsley, the first chance we get. And then Jaleel Carrington. Okay, normal development trait, but he is a freak. He is a freak. 91 speed with 84 trucking, dude. Got some juke move, 90 carrying. This guy's good. Of course, DeVoe, not a bad pick either, it seems. Oh my god, he sucks in man, but potentially our new number 3. Welcome to the squad. Connor Edwards, what are the block ratings? 73 run block. I actually wonder where that ranks him. That's got to put him very high in the league for run block. Like, run blocking, even though that's kind of what a fullback does, it's pretty low in the game. The ratings are low. I'd say he's in the top 5 already. Where is it? Run block. Number 1 in the league. God dang. I'm telling you. I told you, dude. It's not common now. The rest of the traits, I don't know where that puts him. Number 3 for run block power, the finesse we ain't going to talk about, but it still puts him in the top 10. Pass block power is probably, he's pretty good in pass block too, I'd say. Damn, we literally drafted a top 5 fullback already. Jesus. That guy is good. I knew he was good. I saw his ratings. I was like, yeah, he's kind of baller. But yeah, you can see the money we have. There's just no choice. I mean, realistically, you don't even debate getting rid of Keenan because of the number, but Keenan's at least still at the top of his game. Mack, not so much. I think best case, you get in a 3rd next, if that, from Mack. Oh, not even, dude. He's 86 overall. Hey, Bears. What up, dude? I don't know if anyone can afford him. It's a lot of broke going around. This is actually very, very good. Texans feedback, not interested. Well, you accepted. But this is very good value for us, considering real life. You know, in-game, Mack is still probably super valuable to use, but he's old, needs a contract, expensive. I mean, it's all bad. So, unfortunately, the Khalil Mack portion of this rebuild is kind of over, but yeah, we could still finish this thing out, obviously. I'm not going to just be like, well, there it goes. Was okay, not a great decision, not the worst. GG, bye, you know. But, yeah, I would have loved to keep him longer, but that price, the age, the overall, it's just, he had to go. So does year 3. Unfortunately, like we said, the first year without Khalil Mack, once again, he got 2 years out of him, which is still pretty good. Keenan Allen is definitely going to be regressing soon. Mike Williams, I don't know if he's regressed, but I feel like he's upgraded, but also lost upgrades due to, so that's fine if that keeps happening, but I imagine it's going to be too much to overcome. 86 catching. What the hell, dude? His catching traffic's sick, but his regular catching sucks. Okay, he's good at short route. I mean, I don't know, dude. We need a new wide receiver, I think. But offensive line is filth. Obviously, they're still developing, but 77 overall, 76 overall from like 70 and 68, which is impressive. I can't wait to re-sign Slater for 15 per. Calcaterra is probably going to be a superstar after this year. If he plays well enough again, we will, we'll pay the man. We'll pay the man. We'll upgrade the man to superstar because, once again, you can't actually earn an end of the season upgrade. All these different franchise, I mean, I wouldn't even say all these, but they update a little bit of franchise stuff. They have quarterback breakouts back, a couple of new breakouts, and yet, where is me star to superstar tight end dev up at the end of the season? Nowhere to be found as usual. And why is it always Palmer, dude? Carter. We just lost to the Falcons, dude. Please tell me we at least get this perfect chemistry. Come on, man. All right, so not a great start to the year. Oh, my God, even worse start to the, finish of the year when you have to pay all of these names. So we should have a lot of I was about to say, we should have a lot of money. Asante Samuel is the number 1 name I want to re-sign. Slater, you kind of have to, but 20 per is really not something I want to pay, but obviously I will. Franchise tackle. I mean, you got to do it, right? Should have gave him 100 mil, but whatever. Keenan, that's a tag at best. Dante, that's a 2-year. We'll give him a 2-year deal. I'm liking it. Mike Williams, though, I don't think he's that good. I really don't. I mean, his ratings, he's played well. And I do like the bigger body receivers, but look at these ratings, dude. They're just not that great. And he's going to regress again. I know he probably will go up to an 88 overall soon, but, short route's great. Speed's just good enough. Release is great. Catch traffic's great. Specking is great, but Excel is terrible. Route, medium and deep route are awful. Jumping ain't even that good. His catching is just god-awful. I just don't see it worth, if it was like a 1-year, 2-year maybe, but I just don't see that happening. And then Joseph Day, I think, might be let go as well. I do like him as a block shedder, but once again, I can't be paying this kind of, duration out to somebody that's only star. Get to superstar, and we're talking, So, tagging Keenan, probably replacing Mike Williams, potentially replacing Joseph Day, and most likely replacing Kaiser White. So, I can't imagine his, coverage is that good. It's good, but for 63 block shedding, it's not that good. Hendricks is a monster. Back-to-back. Well, not back-to-back. You know what I mean. But he's had 2 breakouts. He's succeeded both times. All right, playoffs. I think we're in them if we win. Another 9-8 season, dude. Barely making it into the playoffs. Why do we suck when we're good? I don't understand. Justin Herbert, the touchdowns. Where are they? The picks. They're there. Running back, the running backs did take a little bit of the touchdowns, I will say. Wide receivers are pretty decent. Calcaterra, thoughts of him increasing in dev were premature. Basically, I was going to give him a superstar dev if he would have had a decent season, but it wasn't that good. Lineman play wasn't great. How was the rookie outside linebacker? He was he even a starter this year? 1,100 snaps, 2.5 sacks. Love it. Interception, 6 for Kenneth Murray. Nice. My man. Will Lutz was a baller. And there's really not much to look at because we would not have won any awards with the seasons we had. Maybe best linebacker with Murray, but they usually give it to the people with sacks. But the Titans, definitely doable. They're 8 overalls less than us. Please, just not to Tannehill, dude. Just anyone but Tannehill. Left to right is definitely us. You can see an interception is just shown on the board. Halftime score of 0-0? Oh my god, 3-0. Like, really, offense? You're that bad? Thank you. 3-point lead. Defense holds. Offense does nothing. Why? Why is the offense this bad? The defense clutched up, dude. This is a defensive battle for the ages, and the offense is still giving them a chance. Oh my god. I can see why they aren't that good on offense, right? Their offense is kind of juiced out. Like, their receivers are dead. They've got A.J. Brown, and that's it. Like, Osborne and Richie James are starting there. And yet we barely outperformed their offense? Oh, my God. There's no chance at a Super Bowl. Really good job by Bosa. Kenneth Murray has really played well for us. We obviously seen Farley got himself a pick early, and it just kept showing it up every time. And this is probably going to be the Chiefs. Ugh, that's not good. We are supposedly a better team than them, but the way we played last week, it's just not true. We simply aren't. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but if we end up winning this game and losing to like whatever team is next, I'm going to be pissed. Okay, 10-7, 17-7. Oh my God, where you just see our blip move all the way down, and then they just don't put any points up. Again, kind of. Ooh, defense holds up. Come on, offense. For the 37, even if it's just a field goal. Come on, Lutz. Nice. 5 minutes left. Defense is holding. They go for 4th and 1. They run it, and it works. Of course, 17 yards. They convert. That's going to be a touchdown drive. Oh, from the 1. What's the sitch? Oh, 1st and goal from the 1. You bots. Not only did you let them score, but you let them waste the entirety of the clock. Yeah, I'm not good for this team, obviously. I'm coming and win this game. I don't care. The Chiefs are just so broken in the game. They just literally never lose. They literally just don't lose. Boss, who actually looks like a wide receiver, forced to return it, gets to the 23, so we lose 4 seconds to lose yards. Love it. All right, Calcaterra. We also have Carter, who's fast. They're switching up our play art, but we know where, who, and what. It really didn't work out. Nice little juke or elusive play, but damn, I cannot believe how far ahead he was of our guy. Carter's a fast man. I know his route running's not that great, but really. Eckler up the middle. Carter on the inside again, looking for Calcaterra potentially. Eckler! That play does work. It just works, especially when you're in cover 2, which it actually couldn't tell if it was cover 2 because the linebacker was supposed to follow if it was. But they definitely looked like they were looking for the boundary quite a bit. So, yeah, that Keenan play is not that deep. I was about to say. They just left him. Get out of bounds, Keenan. Thank you. 11 seconds left with a timeout. Chance to win it. Mike Williams over the middle. Get a block from Eckler. The problem is I don't actually know if it's adjusting, though. Mike Williams scores! The tight end dragged out the safety. Tyrann Mathieu just choked. He always chokes in these situations, but they're still going to score a 99-yard touchdown, so who cares? And we're headed to the bowl. I do not care that I had to come in. I just don't. The Chiefs are broken in the game. Mahomes threw 2 picks, and we still would have lost probably without our help. I do not care. I've choked on these situations just as bad as I've helped. So I just don't care. I just simply don't. And, of course, Harrison Butker misses a field goal. The dude always misses. I don't know how. I think it was blocked, but still, same thing. And if we win the Super Bowl here, I'm calling it there. You just can't get any better than a 9-8 Super Bowl win. But, of course, going against the Patriots. But I suppose if there's a wild card team that's barely positive win-to-loss column, this is the team you want to beat them. You know, this is the team. In the snow, I would imagine this is a huge Vegas odds in favor of New England, right? 10-0, as always, getting off to a very bad start. 7-10, 7-17. Offense is really struggling. There you go, down 3, down 6, up by 1. Let's watch it out. Defense clutches up. Offense just needs to move the ball. Offense scores a touchdown, and they're looking pretty good. Hey, I'll take the flags, dude. Of course, they have a chance still. And, of course, they get the 2 point, obviously. They're running the ball. They're trying to go to overtime. Why? Why would you try to go to overtime? You have timeouts. Oh, my God, Calcaterra, you suck. You are a bot. So they're suggesting Hail Mary, but when I was entering the game, it was run the ball time. Okay, makes sense. And that's a tough one. Keenan with the one-hand snag. Now we taking our Hail Mary, baby. A 70-yard field goal. What? Plus the kicking arc. What? Didn't it literally also say that the kicking arc's going to be low? So, like, it's literally impossible? It's like kicking an 80-some-yarder? I don't even know. Going for the long shot, though. Oh, Judon. God damn Herbert, though. Like, he actually overthrew it again. Maybe the wind was in our favor, but even then, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. But, all right, end of regulation. Tails never fails. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. It don't. It just don't. It actually fails quite often, but since people say it, I always go for it. Can't wait for the Insta-Pick 6. Come on, Chargers. Come on, Chargers. 3rd and 10. Let's see what they're going to do. Yeah, you don't do that. I'm sorry. You do not do that in that situation. Maybe from your own 41, but not 4th and 2, dude. Under center they want me. Oh, that's why, because I wasn't a shotgun. Double slant. This is a very tough team to stop a slant from. And then you have the little peel out from Eckler, which is wide open as we kind of drew it up. We were hoping that the sick, quick slants from a guy like Keenan is enough to just completely have that covered. And it just completely freed up Eckler. Clutch play and a touchdown on the first play. We're headed to the Super Bowl. Wow. Yeah, 4th and 2 from the 41. You just can't punt that, dude. You just can't. Nobody in the world, especially in that weather, is going to be mad at you for going for it there. They're just not. They're simply not. If they're mad at you, unless the play call is dumb, they just don't know football or they're just salty. Like in that weather, the ball could literally go like 10 yards on a punt for all you know. You could slip on the... you know... I'd probably go for it up to 4 or 5 yards in that situation, to be honest. But Super Bowl, who is it? It's going to be the Cowboys, isn't it? The Vikings. This is the dream. This is the dream seed. This is the run. 9-8 teams in this Super Bowl. What else could you ask for? DevOps, none on offense. Defensively, actually, I don't think we looked at Langford's dev, did we? I think we forgot to. Oh, no, he was super. Sorry, actually, never mind. What am I talking about? Yeah, I don't think we had a single dev up. And everything, all the dev ups here are from the regular season. But are we going to win this Super Bowl without Mack making this video almost irrelevant? I say almost because, once again, you still got to see what happened with Mack. And also, we just needed to do a Chargers rebuild anyways. So it is what it is. There's going to be some fan that's like, why did you get rid of Mack? That's the whole point of video. I'm a little too fast. Thank you. Thank you. 6-3. I don't know if they missed a field goal or had 2 field goals or missed an extra point, but 10-6, not terrible. 17-6, very good. 24-6, 31-6, and another Los Angeles team has won the Super Bowl. I know we'd all love to see it. No Mack though. Khalil Mack is gone, and we win the bowl. Oh man, Mack! If only you restructured that contract of yours instead of getting yourself traded to the Texans. Mike Williams, the run game was awful, by the way. It was terrible. Langford's been good in the postseason, though. I will say that. Anders Carlson, not bad. Super Bowl champion Chargers. Don't get to see the freaking ceremony again because the NFL's like, gimme, mine, my video, mine, gimme. Actually, I want to see one more thing. What was it I wanted to see? What was the running numbers? 3.6 yards per carry for Dalvin. The run defense is back, boys. The run defense is back. Look at that. 3 tackles for a loss. Beautiful. Just baller. But let's take a look at the players. You know, there's obviously some progressions that had been made. Eckler's a 90 overall. He's 30 now. That contract we gave him seemed to work out, I suppose. His face, and I don't know if they did much of a scan, if you will. Keenan Allen, still really good, despite the fact that he's old as hell. Deep rod's lacking a little bit now, but, I mean, his catching's insane. Mike Williams, not very good in the game. I gotta be honest. Like, he's just not very good. 88 overall, I mean, just no catching at all. He's just not the best player. Herbert didn't really progress that much. I mean, I had the sliders, the XP sliders a little low just because I didn't want every quarterback in the league to be like a 99 overall. Herbert's still insane, but, you know, normally he'd probably be a 99. Slater, let's take a look at what Rashawn Slater looks like. Oops, a little too far. You know, he's a tackle. If you're going to have one of the styles higher than the other, you definitely want the finesse style to be higher. So, Slater is absolutely insane. What about Salyer? I guess. I mean, it really doesn't matter too much to me, but power style, you know, that's, once again, if you want a guard or an interior guy to be good at one thing, that's what you want, is the power. As far as the tight end goes, Mr. Calcaterra, love saying his name, so I will continue to. 87 speed, 91 catching. He got a little bit of speed boostage. Very good route running. His catching is solid. I mean, he's a very good player. He actually is like the biggest surprise of this entire thing. I actually am so impressed that he, you know, performed. 68 overall normal, turned into a very good overall star. Block shed monster in Jordan Davis. Never really developed that pass rush, technically, which is, you know, maybe one of the question marks, but insanely good, obviously. What was his superstar abilities, actually? They might not even have given one to him, to be honest. Unfakeable, which is just great for a huge defensive tackle, right? Because you shouldn't be able to fake out a 340-pound man. Asante Samuel, I suppose we'll take a look at, because it's one of the real Chargers. Very good in man coverage. Obviously, zone's a little iffy. And then Nasir Adderley, he didn't really develop greatly, but he's definitely a good enough complementary piece to Mr. Derwin James, who is 29 years old and very good at man and zone. You know, just a do-it-all kind of beast. Kenneth Murray developed really high, 87 overall, considering he had a slow start in his career in real life. Very good overall. You know, good in coverage, good in block shed, not great at either. Hendricks, he's kind of a newer player, but superstar development trait for this guy was absolutely the best pick, even though he was normal. So normals can do well too, kids. All right, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Bosa, who is 30, a little bit on the slower side, but pretty good block shed, great finesse, pretty damn good power move, and just smart as they come. And that's kind of it. That's our rebuild, our realistic style rebuild of the Los Angeles Chargers. Let me know what you guys think in real life. You know, Khalil Mack coming off of a big injury, been injury prone a lot lately. The second round pick is, I think, all right, but the question mark is the money. As far as like guarantees go, though, I say after next season they can literally just get rid of him if they really wanted to, just no worries. So, I mean, that second round pick could be valuable, especially this year, but I don't know. When you have to play against the AFC West that has all these insanely great quarterbacks, getting guys that can attack the quarterback and make his job harder is definitely well, you know, spent. It's not like, you know, let's say the Seahawks with Jamal Adams. I know they do blitz him a lot, you know, a decent bit, but you know, it's not like a position that isn't going to really attack the strengths of the other competitors in the division. You know, you got to try to stop Russ now. You got to try to stop Patrick Mahomes. Derek Carr's not too shabby himself. So getting a good pass rusher, paying a lot, you know, technically money and draft capital-wise, second-round pick's not crazy, but, you know, taking that risk for that position, not a bad choice, right? Definitely not a bad choice. But, yeah, I mean, there's still more offseason left for sure. The Chargers specifically, they can, you know, go for a tight end perhaps. They probably will, honestly. They'll probably have a couple of tight ends come in and see who they can grab. Maybe a guy like Tunyon, I don't know. I mean, good possession guy, I suppose. But, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other rebuild suggestions, maybe you want to see Carson Wentz to Washington, I mean, it would have to be one of those ones where we adjust his ratings based on how well he plays. But for me, it just seems like another situation where, you know, Washington, they just want to have someone serviceable, but they're not willing to go crazy, you know, like the Rams did, like the Broncos did. And I just don't see how the move's going to be great for him. I really just don't. Not that he wasn't a bad, you know, he wasn't a bad player by any means, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's a move good enough to make that team a Super Bowl team. They're still a contender. I will say they have a good balanced team. Like, their team is actually really solid, but I wouldn't put them as a favorite, right? So, I don't know. It could be a fun one. I don't know. But, of course, the one we definitely want to do is the Seahawks one, the Seahawks rebuild. And then for the Bears, I don't think we're going to do one for them. I mean, maybe if they draft someone insane or someone kind of culture changing in the draft, perhaps. But overall, the Bears, I mean, losing a player like Khalil Mack is big, but it's not big enough to warrant a video, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but that's about it. Thanks for watching. I was going to stream later today, but this rebuild, along with the rebuild of the Broncos and a bunch of different other videos that I was working on, they're taking a bit of time off of me. So, yeah, hopefully we can get that relocation franchise up next week, though. I mean, at the end of the day, we've got time. So I know people are, getting a little impatient, but we still have our Dolphins franchise. We still have this rebuild, a couple of rebuilds coming up, and a bunch of different video ideas. So we still have plenty of content, and the wait will make it oh so sweeter. It's like, no, we're gone. But anyways, thanks for watching once again. If you enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe for new. We do a ton of franchise stuff. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays. And then sooner or later, we'll be back on twitch.tv/Jeromepkr, I promise. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video,